Hello Flosstube, and welcome to Stitch and Quilt Flosstube number 23. My name is Stephanie, aka vintagesewgal, and you might notice if you watch me on the regular, I'm not in my normal filming location. That is because I usually film in my sewing room, and I had mentioned, I believe, on a previous episode that I was working on moving into another room in my house, and we're working on that, but there is a whole lot of stuff kind of in my way in my sewing room, so I can't get in there to film. So we're going to film this in my bedroom today. I know I said on my last video that I was going to try to film weekly. Life got in the way, and I just couldn't make it happen every week. I have done a lot of work on different things since the last time I filmed, so I just thought, hey, how about a WIP parade? So I'm going to be participating in a virtual retreat with the Black Needle Society, and it's Frogwart's Year 1, and it is the 10th of July is when it starts, and we have to have a list of WIPs and things that we're going to work on to meet their challenges, right? Stitch on something pink, right? Things like that. So I needed to have these all out to kind of look through what I have to see what I can make fit the stuff, and I just thought, hey, why not? Let's go through my WIPs. First off, I do want to start off with something good. I know for a lot of us, the past few weeks have been really hard and draining, and I just wanted to share a bit of happy. I follow this YouTube, my mom and I watch it together, YouTube channel called Chateau Diaries. And it is a woman and her mother and some other people. And she has bought a 15th century French chateau. She's from England, and she bought the chateau in France. And it's just about life and them redoing the chateau, and it's just a little bit of an escape. I'll link down below if you want to go watch it, but I really love it and we enjoy it. And she has a Patreon and different levels, and I just joined at the $5 one because I'd like to watch and see the chateau get restored. But one of the things you get, and I got this the other day, notice it's from France. I'm covering up my address and stuff, but it says Lady, and then here is the name of the chateau, Chateau de Lalande, and the address. And I got a beautiful postcard, which is a picture of the chateau. Hope it's focusing. There it goes. And she writes a very pretty note, and it says, "Congratulations on becoming a Lady of Lalande." And she also sprays the envelopes with French perfume, so it smells really, really good. So if you just like a little bit of an escape and some beauty, and you like history and architecture and decorating and design, Chateau Diaries. It's a good thing. Okay, I do have a finished object. One of the things that I started and finished, it just took one afternoon actually, is Michelle Bendy Stitchy's chart Moral Compass. And here is mine. I don't know what this fabric is. I think it might be a Weeks Dye Works fabric. It was in a box that someone sent me. And I did change the color so that they kind of went better with the fabric. So this is Moral Compass. These are all DMC flosses. And I'm not really sure. I think I'll make a little pillow out of it or something. Soon we must choose easy or right. So I do have a finish. Yay me. Also, I'm about to, now don't yell at me because this hasn't been ironed, I'm just testing out the frame. My mom, you know that I stitch with my mom, she finished this recently. This is a, oh darn, I forgot the designer. Stitchrovia, I'm sorry. This is a Stitchrovia design. And I have it ready to stretch for her. I just wanted to make sure that the board and everything would fit in the frame. And we're going to frame it in this and send it to my sister. Her birthday is the 30th when she lives in Florida. It's going to be late, but I just wanted to show off some of my mom's pretty stitching. So there, it's Love is the Answer by Stitchrovia. So there we go. There. Okay, so I'm just going to start out with WIPs. I have 2 big piles of my WIPs over here. And I am no particular order. Just start at the top. So, this WIP is by the Witchy Stitcher. This is Baba Yaga. And this I bought as a kit from her. And it came with all the flosses. Sorry. All labeled, and the linen. You could get it in Ada or linen. I got the linen. I think it's 28 count. And so here's my progress. I guess about halfway. There's a lot of black, but it's a lot of fun to do. And I do need to pick this back up and get to work on it again soon. I love her patterns. I've stitched a couple of them so far. 3 or 4. So, Baba Yaga. Yes, it is 28 count linen. Says right there. Baba Yaga by the Witchy Stitcher. WitchyStitcher.com. She did have an Etsy, but I believe she's moved totally to her own website now. So, there. WIP number 1. So, WIP number 2. This is a Hands Across the Sea. This was the Jane Marshall. That was a fundraiser for the Australian fires. I do believe I saw that they are re-releasing it for sale again. But it won't be a fundraiser this time. So, I'm doing it in DMC. Here's all the colors. Gorgeous. And this is 36 count 18th century rook. And there's how far I've gotten. Not very far. This is fun to stitch on. And I know this is really light, but that's the lightest, other than the yellow, that's the lightest color. And I think everything else is going to be fine. It'll make it look kind of antique, which I like. So, that is Jane Marshall by Hands Across the Sea for WIP number 2. Making sure I put all these back. Oh, and how much fun is this? Adventure time. All right. WIP number 3 is, I wish there was a better picture of this. It's The Mermaid by Shakespeare's Peddler. Now, I didn't have any of the called for colors or anything, so I did my own conversions. And, oops, my needle minders are stuck together. So, this is my progress on The Mermaid. So I think it's turning out real pretty. One of the things that you're supposed to do, let me find the picture again. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. In 2 parts, you're supposed to cut out little pieces and stitch on them and stitch them on. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stitch it in place. I'm not going to do the cutout. We'll see when I get there. I may change my mind. But I'm using, let's see, where are my flossets? Oh, a wide variety. I've got Color and Cotton, I've got Gentle Arts, and I've got some DMC. So I'm using bunches of different flosses here. I have a list if anybody's interested and you find this pattern. I haven't ever seen it anywhere else. I picked it up at in Cleburne, Fancy Stitches in Cleburne, Texas, and I haven't seen this anywhere else for sale. So I think it's out of print. It says that it was a kit, I believe, for a retreat or something. So number 3. All right. Oh, well, this is easy. This is number 4. I just started this yesterday. This is Lindy Stitch's little 3-part SAL for the diversity and inclusion and representation matters. This is a 28 count Jobelin fantasy dyed fabrics, and I'm using all DMCs. I had to change the color of the dress. She had a lighter purple, but mine wouldn't show up on this pink, so I changed it to a little darker purple. And we'll get the next part next week. This is the first clue. I finished it yesterday. I started it and finished it yesterday, and it's really cute. Can't wait to see what's next. I love Lindy Stitches, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with this little stitch along, little mystery stitch. We don't even know the title of the chart. This little bag, my friend Patience, who's stitching 304, sent me back during Christmas time last year. It's perfect for a little small project. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5. Okay, you've seen this one many, many, many times. Probably tired of seeing it. Little Alien Schoolgirl. I worked on this one quite a bit last weekend, as a matter of fact. And I got all of this border on the side and the jars with the heads in them completed. And so this is on, let's see, you can see here, near the bottom. So I'm getting there, plugging right along, but here's the whole thing. This is all DMC, which she has listed. You can do it in Weeks Dye Works or the DMC. And I think this is 18 count oatmeal Aida. I know it's oatmeal Aida. I think it's 18 count. And I think it's going to be really pretty. I can't wait to get done. So that's my second oldest WIP. So, number 5. Number 6. This was what I started for the Long Dog Leap Day sale, which is quilting bees. And I stitched on this past week quite a bit. So much so that I got the top half of this hexie finished. And working my way down around the bottom. So this is going to be really pretty. I love the colors. This is also DMC, and this is a 28 count even weave. Just, I don't even know where from. It's just random even weave. So that is Quilted Bees. That's, I'm losing count, number 6. So Quilted Bees. One more. one more look. All right, number 7. Uh-oh. Is let me see. Yes, I do have a picture. This is Lift Every Voice and Sing by Park Hopper Bart Dunn. He's a link. He has it on his Etsy. And Patience, who made the little bag, also sent me this fabric, which is gorgeous. I've been wanting to stitch something on this forever. It's just amazing colors. Patience, let me know. Did you dye this? I don't remember. But I did my own conversion. Color and Cotton, and Gentle Arts Dark Chocolate. And I've seen some people who do this and they put Liberty in a different color. So I am considering doing Liberty in one of my pinky red flosses that might kind of go with this. We'll see what it looks like when I get down there. But this is, I think it's 36 or 40 count. So I'm doing 1/2. And it really actually goes really fast when I get to stitching. I like stitching letters, so I just haven't stitched on this one in a few days. I could probably finish it up in a day or two if I would put my mind to it. Number 7. Alright, number 8. This is Let Freedom Ring. It is Independence Hall in Philadelphia. This is 37 count squash blossom. Michelle Bendy recommended this to me, and it's perfect. Absolutely perfecto. So I really am enjoying when I get to stitch on this. I am doing 1/2. Gorgeous colors. Using the Call Force, which is Gentle Arts, some DMC, some Classic Color Works. So this has been a joy to stitch on this fabric. I think I'm in love with its legacy. New love affair. Love those little birds there. Okay, so that is number 8. I'm losing count. Okay, number 9. My favorite. They're all my favorite. I love them all. But Cooper. 40 count Wren. Called for DMCs. Look at him, and he's so pretty. Love Cooper by Kathy Barrick. Here, I'll just hold this up. Cooper by Kathy Barrick. So really, I have this, and then the letters. So it's not, oops, it's upside down. Not that much stitching left to go. Although there is, in the tail, there's a bunch of back stitching to make it look like feathers, as you can see. So that might take a few minutes. All right, so that's Cooper. I'm completely lost count. No more counting. Okay, next up is Mirabilia. Le Nouveau sampler. And I didn't take this out of the Q-Snap because I just didn't take it out of the Q-Snap. So this is the Le Nouveau. Up here, this is 2 different metallic DMCs. 2 different golds. And then the rest is all DMC down here. So, see, that's right there. I can't wait to get down here and stitch these butterflies. They look really cool. So this has been a lot of fun to stitch, and I want to get a lot of work done on it so I can start another memorabilia sometime soon, because it's been a lot of fun what I've done so far. Learning curve on the metallics. It took me a little bit to figure it out, but once I got it figured out, perfect. Okay, so that's my memorabilia piece. Next piece is the All Souls Vierlanden, a Quiltify design. Wish that picture was bigger. And I'm not sure what this fabric is. I believe it's 32 count. I know it's linen. And again, with the not showing these colors. This floss is hiding in my bag. It's DMC. Look, you can see there. 4522. And it's purples and browns. And when you look at this in person, you can really see that variegation, and it's really pretty. So I think this is going to be really, really gorgeous when I get it done. And it goes really fast when I work on it too as well. So that is the Vierlanden, All Souls Vierlanden. There's a couple of versions too. This is the wide one. There's a band sampler that's long and skinny as well. Which you never know. I may do that eventually. And this Quiltify design, they have one that's a ship with a kraken. So I may end up doing that one at some point. Okay. I have no idea. We all know I love ink circles. So my mom did this, and she did it in a red variegated. And this is Pepper Tree. But I couldn't do it in red variegated like she did. So I'm using Mrs. Cetus Sienna. And this is still in the hoop as well. I'm sorry. But there is what I have done so far, and it's really pretty. I'm a big fan of oranges. Not a big fan of yellow, but I'm a big fan of orange. But this is pretty, and it goes together really well, I believe. So this is Pepper Tree by Ink Circles. We have more. Some of these you've seen recently, and some of them you haven't. Okay, so this one I started during Mania. This is Blessed Land by Tempting Tangles, Deborah Dick. And I haven't worked on it since Mania, but here we go. This is another one of those fantasy dyed fabrics. 28 count Lugana opal, so it's sparkly. And it was charted. It's charted originally. Let me find it. In Dinky Dyes. But I'm doing the DMCs. And this is a specialty stitch called a star stitch. And I think I counted, and there's 23 of them. So I have 22 more to do. Which, it wasn't really hard. I had to follow all the directions. Step by step. But I think once I get to working on it, And probably by the time I do the last star, I'll be perfect. So there is Blessed Land. All right. Next up, another Lindy Stitches. This one is Peacock Keeper. I'm using a color and cotton fabric called Malibu. I think it's 32 count. And the called for flosses. And I did work on this one a lot last weekend. And I got most of these. It's a peacock tail. I got most of those done last weekend. So it's moving right along. And it's looking really pretty. It looks kind of washed out in this light. It's a little brighter than it's showing. Oops. Sorry. There we go. Pretty colors. This blue right here is really, really pretty. So that's Peacock Keeper. Okay, so a new start that you probably haven't seen. I don't know if I showed it or not. And I don't have a picture. I will try to put one here if I can find one. It's a Mandarins design. And it from Etsy. And this is the Howl's Moving Castle fandom chart, which it's Howl's Moving Castle, but then it's got something like 50 different fandoms on it. So I'm doing this on 32 count linen, and so you can see there is Jack Sparrow at the top. This piece that I'm about to start here is a hobbit hole. So this is towards the top of the castle. So this is lots of floss and lots of blends, but it's been a lot of fun, and I haven't really ever done one with blends before, so it's been a lot of fun to do. So there we go. Howl's Moving Castle fandom. There is a lot of back stitching that'll go in there as well, but I'll do that once the whole thing is finished. And it's all DMC. Okay. I have a couple of projects that I inherited. My mom sometimes starts some things and then she gets tired of them. So I don't have a picture. Oh, well, I don't. It's this. It's Words to Live by Tiny Modernist. But I don't think I have print because I'm doing it on my tablet and I don't have a printout of the whole thing finished. But this, my mom did most of the middle and these here, and decided she didn't like working on black fabric. So I've done, no, she did these two and most of the middle. And I've done this one, and this one. And my classroom is in a lot of these colors. So I think I want to, when I finish this, I'm going to hang it in my classroom. So this is Words to Live by Tiny Modernist. And it's all DMC flosses. And I think this is 16 count, maybe 18 count Ada. I'm not sure. I like the motivational type quotes and maybe hope they rub off on my students a little bit sometimes. Okay. Another hand-me-down from my mama is also Tiny Modernist. It is the Haunted Mansion. And she was almost finished. So I'm hoping I can get this finished for her. It's just the bottom down here that's not done. So I'm hoping I can get this finished here pretty soon. I did do some on this tree, and I did some back stitching and stuff that hadn't been done up here, and I stitched the stars. But then I have to finish the bottom. There's the vine that goes across the bottom and some more pumpkins and things like that on there. So, Tiny Modernist Haunted Mansion. So, we add that to my WIP list. And I just realized I'm missing a WIP. And I'm not sure where it is. I have one more to show you. Actually, I should have two. But one's missing. So, last but certainly not least for right now, this is my full coverage monster. This is the Colossal Octopus by Unconventional X Stitch. Monochrome. It is multiple shades of gray, white, and black, and khaki, you know. So I am using Pattern Keeper for this, even though I do have the pattern all printed out, but it's working really well. I did some stitching actually on this earlier today. I got about 250 stitches done. So I don't know how well you can see. There's 1 column, 2 columns, and 3/4 of the 3rd column. This is the bottom of a page. And I believe the page was 2 more columns. So this is the top of this flag right here. There you go. I hadn't worked on this in ages, and I just pulled it out and decided to give it a little go. And I can't wait until I get into some more of the other colors. There's a whole lot of white right here. So anyway, this is the Colossal Octopus by Unconventional X Stitch. And yes, they are one of the supported designers for Pattern Keeper. Some Long Dogs work. If you get the PDF, I'm using Long Dogs for the bees. I have Pandemic. I haven't started it yet, but I have ordered the fabric, and I have a floss. I'm going to be doing Mrs. Sita Silks. And so I've got that ready to go when it comes. So Long Dogs work not perfectly, but they work. Some Lindy Stitches patterns work. So if you haven't used Pattern Keeper, it's pretty awesome. Check it out. I'll put a link below to it so you can give it a try. So I have a little bit of haul. Some of it is cross stitch, some of it is quilting, so bear with me. First, I've got some CT Kindness. My friend Michael Bailey she watches me. Hi, Michael. And she's on Instagram, and we're friends on Facebook as well. She sent me she saw I was doing the paper piecing. So she sent me some pieces of different fabrics to use in my paper piecing, and a couple of things of tea, and a sweet little note. And she also sent me this card, and look, okay, this is paper like out of a book, and this is fabric, and it's sewn. So it's a blank card for me to use, but I don't want to use it. It's so pretty. Isn't that neat? Thanks, Michael. Okay, so that was my Stitchy Kindness. Let's see. What else have I got here? Oh, I got my Be Stitch Me fabric. Okay, crinkle. I'm sorry. I haven't even opened it. This, I'm in their club, and this is 32 count Lugana. This is called Boot Camp. Okay, Be Stitch Me fabrics. Love them. Her colors are amazing. This is in, she has regular and neutral, and this is the neutral. I got my color and cotton flosses for May. And they're gorgeous. I got mistletoe, pine needles, maple syrup, icy gray, and winter sea. I did notice, she did send out an email that they're not going to be doing the June club so that they can work on getting caught up due to shortages in DMC and different other things, which is fine. I'm going to miss it, but they will kick back up and do them starting in July. Another thing I got, a friend of mine was using these, and I rush drive over to Amazon. These were like, there's 18, I think. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So there's 18, bunch of different colors. And they have a hole at the top. You can put those cable rings. And you can put your floss on here. And what she did is she put a piece of painter's tape across here. And then used stickers to show the colors. She was doing a big full coverage piece like a Haid. And had them on a ring like this, and she would put the full skein here and then the leftovers over here. So for my Mandarinks design, it's got so many colors, and I was using floss away bags, and they were spilling and falling and driving me crazy. So I decided to get these. I'll link them down below. They're just called floss cards. They're plastic. And they were like $15 or so for 18 of them. And they came in the mail the other day. The next two things are quilty. Believe it or not, I'm still doing that. I'm actually chomping at the bit. I'll show you why in just a minute. But I'm part of a group on Flosstube called Badass Quilters. And the person who runs the group posted a link to this book called Quilt Talk by Sam Hunter. She runs Hunter Design Studio. I'll put links to her down below. So it is, and it's autographed. And she sent this really cute sticker too. Respect the power tool. But these are, let me find the one really cute. They're word quilts. This is chalkboard fabric. And then you can put it up and leave notes in your kitchen or wherever. Where did it go? Where did it go? The one I liked. Of course, when I'm on camera, I can't find the link, right? Oh, here. She just ignored the people who said it couldn't be done. But there are several patterns in here, but then she also tells you how you can use the patterns to do whatever you want. And there's a gallery in here of what other people have done with her alphabets. And it just looked like a whole lot of fun. So, Quilt Talk by Sam Hunter. But the reason that I'm chomping at the bit for my sewing room to get finished so that I can get to work is I have bought a block of the month, and the first month came. And let me see if I can get this where I can show you. Where's the here? This is the quilt. It's the Tattoo Quilt by Vereen Campbell. This is the first month's block. Truth. Where is it? Right there. But it's all, I haven't even opened it yet, but it's all Tula Pink fabrics that we're going to be using. So I bought this through Pink Door Quilts. I'll link to them. It's all sold out, so you can probably find the pattern from the designer, but this actual block of the month is sold out. The patterns are all on a flash drive. And we got some fun stickers. So I've got all the instructions and I'm ready to go. But I just need my room finished. We are almost to the point where I can paint. And once I paint, probably Tuesday, I can move in and get started. And I'm excited. And maybe the next time I film a Flosstube, it'll be in my new room. So I'm really kind of excited about that. I have bought, if you're on my Instagram, you probably saw it, but I bought a vintage spool cabinet. I'll put a picture here to put in there. I found it on Facebook Marketplace and drove like 2 hours to pick it up. And it's going to go in the room, and I'm going to use it, I think, to put my cross-stitch fabric in. The drawers are skinny but long. So I think that they would go in there nicely. And it may be a good place to put finished objects and some other stuff. We'll see what I do with it once I get moved in. Okay, on my last video, I had a giveaway. And the lucky winner is... Put your name right here. Congratulations! I will tag you in the comments and you've won this little zipper pouch. And just get back with me in either via email or whatever, Instagram, and get me your address and I'll put this in the mail to you. Little zipper pouch to store your stuff in. Unfortunately, things have been crazy and I don't have a giveaway this week and I'm sorry. Hopefully my next video I will have a giveaway for you. So thank you for putting up with me. This video is quite a bit longer than my videos usually are, but I have lots of WIPs. I have one more WIP. It's my very oldest WIP, and I have no idea where it is. It is the band sampler, and if I find it, I'll put a picture up here of it so that you can see my other WIP. And I hope that this video hasn't been too rambly and too long. I missed you guys, and I hope that you all keep being kind and have great stitching time. Bye.